Namaste and welcome to the session on spiritual aspects of Agnihotra. We have been discussing the Ishwar Stuti Pratnopasna mantras. That is a collection of 8 mantras, and we have discussed the first 7 of them. Now we will be today the 8th one, that is Om Agne Naya Supatha Raye. As is our practice, let us read it from 2 sources, one from the Sanskar Vidhi by Maharishi Dayanand, and then his commentary on the Yajurveda. Here is from Sanskar Vidhi. This is Yajurveda 40th chapter, 16th mantra. It goes like, Om Agne Naya Supatha Asman Vishwani Devayunani Vidwan Yuyodhyasmadzuhuranam Menu Bhuisthante Nama Uktim Vidhem. The word meaning, He Agne स्वप्रकाश ज्ञान स्वरूप सब जगत के प्रकाश करने आए देव सकल सुखदाता परमेश्वर, आप जिससे विद्वान संपूर्ण विद्या युक्त हैं, कृपा करके आसमान हम लोगों को राये विज्ञान व राज्यादि ऐश्वर्य की प्राप्ति के लिए सुपथा अच्छे धर्म युक्त आप्त लोगों के मार्ग से विश्वानी संपूर्ण वयुनानी प्रज्ञान और उत्तम कर्म नय प्राप्त कराइए और अस्मत् हमसे जुहुराणम कुटिलता युक्त एनः पाप रूप कर्म को युयोधि दूर कीजिए। इस प्रकार हम लोग ते आपकी भूयिष्ठाम बहुत प्रकार की स्तुति रूप नमः उक्तिम नम्यता पूर्वक प्रशंसा विधेम सदा किया कहें और सर्वदा आनंद में रहें. So this is his word meaning in Sanskar Vidhi. Let us see it in the Yajurveda commentary. That is his 40th chapter, 16th mantra. Padarth, the first paragraph. He Dev, Divya Swarup, Agne, प्रकाश स्वरूप करुणामय जगदीश्वर, जिससे हम लोग ते आपके लिए भूयिष्ठाम अधिकतर नमा उक्तिम सत्कार पूर्वक प्रशंसा का विधेम सेवन कहें. इससे विद्वान सबको जानने वाले आप अस्मत् हम लोगों से कुटिलता रूप एन पापाचरण को युयोधि पृथक कीजिए. हम जीवों असमान हम जीवों को राये विज्ञान धन व धन से हुए सुख के लिए सुपथा धर्मानुकूल मार्ग से विश्वानी समस्त वयुनानी प्रशस्त ज्ञानों को नया प्राप्त कीजिए. भावार्थ, जो सत्य भाव से परमेश्वर की उपासना करते, यथाशक्ति उसकी आज्ञा का पालन करते और सर्वोपरि सत्कार के योग्य परमात्मा को मानते हैं, उनको दयालु ईश्वर पापाचरण मार्ग से पृथक कर धर्म युक्त मार्ग में चला के विज्ञान देकर धर्म अर्थ काम और मोक्ष को सिद्ध करने के लिए समर्थ करता है। इससे एक अद्वितीय ईश्वर को छोड़कर किसी की उपासना कदापि न करें। So we have seen his meaning at two occasions, and as we have been discussing the sequence of these mantras, from the first one, Vishwani Dev Savita Duitani. So let's go through it as we are discussing today the last one. So Vishwani Dev, we want to be away from all negativities and we want to get all that is positive. And who would know it better than that Savita Dev? Once I am connected to that Supreme Consciousness, then as if he washes out all the unwanted stuff in my mind and plants positive seeds also. So that is what Upasana can lead us to. Then we discussed that, yes, he has been there before the world came into existence, and he prepared as if the universe before our arrival, in particular, the dipole of the sun and the earth. That constitutes our solar system and our world where we live in. That's our home, the earth. And then he sends us with the adequate assets of body and mind. So Atmada Balada. Of course, my Atma has the inherent extraordinary powers to take cognizance of knowledge, jnana, to experience an event, that is bhog, and to act upon the surroundings, that is action, karma. Jnana, bhog, and karma. That is my intrinsic power, but I am able to exercise them only when I have the assets of body and mind. And that's what this life is all about. And then we are told, of course, I would not like to go into any pain and suffering. And that's what he is saying. He assures us, as he sends us into this world, that if you stay in my shadow, you will be always well protected. And if you don't care to do that, then you will have to go through the cycle of birth and death forever. So he has given us the choice, and this is what the good noble people have told us, that they benefited from the Upasana and they sing his glory, Prasansa, and that is what has been repeatedly told to us by noble people also. And then not only he gives me the assets of body and mind, he sits in the background and ensures that the life force is always working. That is the pranic domain. So this is between the Annamaya course and Manomaya course, there is a Pranamaya course. That ensures that my body system as well as my mind system is properly functional as long as this pranic domain is functional. And that works non-stop. And that is what he assures me, that as long as my life is there, all the background and non-voluntary forces will always be working. They are approximately in my nervous system, respiratory system, cardiac system, digestive system, and renal system. So called as Pran, Apan, Vyan, Saman, and Udan. Pran is a particular force, but the whole family of these five forces, the family is also known as the word Pran. So Pran may mean a single force as well as the whole family force. And that is the life force for all the species, humans as well as animals, birds, Dvipada, Chatushpada. And he has the full authority over that, Raja Jagato Babu. about over the whole material world as well as the sentient world, the conscious beings. Then he is telling us, then we are being told in the fifth mantra, this life force, that also is like an engine, like a pump, but has to be a continuous supply of energy to it. So that is what is the design of our life. Yes, this background life force functions as long as we provide necessary fuel to the system. And that fuel is coming from the food grain that we eat. So anna ve prana. So the food that I eat generates the energy, and that energy keeps the pranic forces working non-stop. And that food grain is produced by the earth and from the energy that is continuously supplied by the sun. So the sun and earth here are mentioned again. They were mentioned in the second mantra more as the support, because I sit and I stand on the earth. So that was the solar system, and we rely on the sunlight. But here, the sun and the earth are mentioned again, that I am obtaining the produce from the earth that is generated by the sunlight. So, and here it is again, of course, there is a mention of Swa and Naka, that not only this physical energy, he can give me the joy and happiness and the infinite for the long time, what is called Mukti Naka. So, though seemingly we live in the world, that is the sun and the earth and the space in between, the Antariksha, but as far as the noble human beings are concerned, that is not the whole world, universe about. There is an invisible force, that supreme consciousness, that is also all pervading. So, as a human being, we shouldn't forget him and can connect to him also. So, that was the fifth mantra. And as I said, up to this point, this relates to all the species. And in the sixth one, it is very specific to human beings, Prajapati. And talking about the material progress, yat kamaste juhu mastannu astu vayam syama pathayo. So all our desires to make dynamic progress in the material life, to build new houses, clothing, and all sorts of assets for our own self, for our family, etc. All that can be done. And we discussed at length, very first thing we want is the light after the sunset. And that's what, in the image of the sun, we have produced the fire, and then all kinds of light sources. And nowadays we have umpteen number of gadgets that make our life comfortable, convenient, and so on and so forth. So this is all, we can do it. Animals and birds don't have this dynamism in life. Like a bird, a particular bird has been making a nest of a particular kind, and some centuries ago, and even now they make the nest of the same kind. So sixth mantra goes specifically for the human beings, and in particular the material based progress what a scientist and other inventors will lead us to. Then we are told, last week we discussed, that as I lead my mundane activities of my life for my survival and general features that I have, I should not forget him. So I discussed at length our relationship with our own children. When we send them to a university, we equip them with all their needs and assure them all their needs will be met, but we expect them to stay connected with us. So same dipole we can apply to our own self, as if Ishwar has sent us into this world like a university for 80, 100 years or whatever is our lifespan. And then he has given us all that we would need. As a child, we had a mother or father. As we are grown up, we have all the things that we require for our day-to-day life, we have it. And then he is also expecting that we stay connected with him. So that is what was mentioned in the seventh month. So no, he is like my friend, closest companion, and he is the one who is managing the affairs of all this Earth and solar system and galaxies, etc. And if I stay connected with him, we discussed this at length, there is a third kind of pleasure. First kind of pleasure is sensual pleasure that we get when we go through an experience where both body and mind are connected. For example, I eat something which I enjoy. Then second kind of pleasure is where mind is not fully involved, but sorry, body is not fully involved, but mind is there. Say I am thinking something or recollecting a past event which was very pleasant, and then I get some sort of a positive state of my mind. I can say peace of mind. But the third kind of pleasure is when I am neither body is involved nor mind is involved. That is what is upasana, that deep sense of meditation. Then I am asked to taste it. And day to day life, that is what is how I can connect to him as I lead in this world. Now, in this background, we are now at the last mantra of this series. This is the eighth mantra. The way I would like to interpret it as now, in this through this mantra, we are being assured if I have lived properly, taking the message of the previous seven mantras properly, then of course we all will eventually die. But the death, I would like you to think in terms of an imaginary door through which all of us, whoever is on the earth today, humans or animals, birds, all will have to pass through that door. That door is, you can say, is a door of death for everybody, wherein the body and the me, the self, the Atma will be separated. When they came together, that was my birth, and their separation is death. So they will separate together. But then there are two passages, two paths, soon after that particular imaginary door. So one path is leading us back to the world, next birth again, with a different body domain. Whereas the other path from that door goes to some other place, which is immortality, where I don't get born again. So this is the imaginary door of death. And then there are two paths from that point. One is coming back into the world as I am born again, whatever the species I am. And the other path is path of immortality. So let us imagine that scenario. And then I am being told, if I have lived properly, with all those seven mantras I have digested and I have lived accordingly, then I may go to the other path, which is permanently to be with him. That is what Sankhya is saying. Sankhya statement by Kapil is Sushupti Samadhi Moksheshu Brahmarupta. So, when we are born as a human being, almost every one of us has by default, we have enjoyed uh, the Sushupti, that is deep, dreamless sleep, is it not? So that Sushupti is our As default, we all have enjoyed it. And that gives us a very good idea of something where there is no pain. So when you wake up from deep, dreamless sleep, you do feel for next few moments that was a very wonderful state where I had no feeling of anything that was painful, as if I was away from pain and suffering in those hours of deep, dreamless sleep. So Kapil is trying to tell us that there are three states of ours: Sushupti, Samadhi, and Moksha Mukti. In these three states, as such, I am a tiny soul, a consciousness that is called as Chidrup. Chidrup means Chit is this Chit is different from Chitta. Chit is a component of my mind, what is called Antakaran, whereas Chit is consciousness. So one name Ishwa is also called as Satchidananda Swarup. Sat, Chit and Anand. He is inherently, these three attributes are very much his Swarup. This is his intrinsic uh, kind of attributes. Whereas we as a tiny consciousness, we are called a Chidrup. He is Satchidananda Swarup. We are Chidrup means we are mere consciousness. That is our Chit. So we can never be quite void of some sort of a feeling. So I am always going through joy or pain, is it not? I may feel I am inert, but inertness is not quite an independent parameter. It is just that there is a sort of balance between joy and pain. So I feel I am okay, I am just fine. But this, uh, my Chidrup inherently makes me go through an experience of whatever is happening around me. During the moments I am in Sushupti, deep sleep, as if I am, probably I have showed this, uh, let's see. So another diagram I may like to show you now. No, just to describe the Sushupti. Trying to pick it out from my, yeah. That is our, the Sankhya diagram, so to say. Sankhya diagram wherein the self is equipped with the mind called Antakaran, inner sets of instruments. And he is listing, there are three components of Antakaran: the Buddhi and Ahankar and Man. So let's see if I can show you that diagram. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so this is me. So we will not look at the whole diagram at this point. So this is me. This is my, closest to me is my buddhi. That is my discriminating ability. Then this ahankar, that is kind of my storage device. As I said, I have three powers: know, to experience, and to act. So whatever I have done in the past, my past knowledge, my past experiences, my past actions, all their impressions are stored here. And this is my manas, so to say. That is a linkage with the 5 sensory organs and 5 motor organs. So this is incoming channel, one at a time. That's why it is a thin arrow. So I pick up some data coming from these 5 channels. And then I can activate my motor organs. This I can do more than one at a time. That's why this is a thick air. So let's come back here. This is me and my, I am watching this screen always. So the same buddhi is also called a chitta. So, and also is called mahat. Why so many names? Let's keep it aside for a while. So my basic discussion at this point is Sushupti Samadhi Moksheshu Brahmayukta. So Sushupti is like, this is nature's gift to us. So during the day, I am working with the assets, instruments of body and mind, and I get tired. They pick up some fatigue. After all, they are made of material, uh, atomic particles, etc. Whereas I am non-material, so I never get tired, but the body and mind get tired. Then as I go to sleep, that fatigue is dissipated from both body and mind. So what does nature do it, or you can say Ishwar does it, when he takes me into his lab. So now we are talking deep, dreamless sleep. When there is nothing on my chitta, nothing, no dreams. At that time, as if there is a absolute black curtain or blackout, somewhere between me and between my chitta. So that as if this inner TV, inner screen is just gone, it's just total black. And then he is repairing my body and mind, and also my body gets detoxified, and even mind and brain is our part of pranic domain in our Vedic terminology. So all this he is doing it, kind of repair work in the background, and also they get rest also, the fatigue is dissipated, etc., etc. So in those hours of sleep, all this is happening in the background. I am not quite aware of it. And in Sushupti, I am out of the world somewhere. Then I wake up in the morning and then I feel fresh. This blackout has been, this black curtain has been removed now. And now I can use my mind and my body, as usual. And I feel refreshed that moment when I wake up from deep, dreamless sleep. I feel the difference. When I went to sleep, I was overloaded, I was very tired, but next morning I feel very relaxed, quite light, and so on and so forth. We are all aware of this feeling. But if I don't lead my life properly, the message of Ishwar Stuti Pratnopas, if I am deviating from that natural path which I am expected to, then even this sleep is getting disturbed. So as an adult, we don't always get this sushupti, deep, dreamless sleep. Many times we wake up and we are able to recall a dream. That is a rapid eye movement sleep. Sometimes we have a recollection that something was happening, but I may not be able to recall the dream. That was non-rapid eye movement one. So we are aware of all this. That is on the negative side if I am not leading my life properly. So sleep is a good biometer or thermometer, whatever you call it, to gauge the quality of life of an individual. If your sleep is becoming inferior, I think there is something to take, something to get alarmed about it. On the other hand, if you are doing very well, the other hand is the other side, that not only Sushupti, I now attempt to go into Samadhi, that Upasana part. Then what happens? Of course, from the day-to-day life point of view, my sleep quality is better than had I not practiced meditation, Upasana, Dhyan, Samadhi, etc. And if I am practicing it, maybe my Sushupti frequency is better and better. But now let's look at the samadhi part. Now this samadhi part, again I am in Brahma, Rupta. So in Sushupti, as default, as if I am in his lap, and of course, before I am in his lap, I am disconnected from all this by that black curtain, so to say, by the blackout. Now in Samadhi, I am trying to create a state here. I'm trying to control what is happening at my level of my buddhi or chit, whatever it is. It has both the names. And then I get away from thoughts. So buddhi is basically discriminatory ability. So when I get away from thoughts, that is very good, a good progress. So buddhi is non-functional now. But still, something keeps coming from my storage device. And that is what, at low end, what this is functioning, that's why it has another name called chitta. So now you have a good idea why buddhi has another name of chitta, for the reason when buddhi is functioning at its fullest potential, discriminatory ability, where you want to think and conclude something, then it is buddhi as buddhi. But when buddhi is, I'm not thinking anything, but still, it's not that everything is blank here. Something keeps, some images keep coming here. So those who practice meditation, they are aware of this challenge that I am not quite in thinking mode, but something keeps coming in my memory, from my memory, and there is a kind of procession, just like as if I was dreaming. So in dreams also, something keeps coming here in a haphazard manner. There is no proper sequence, but I am helpless. I just have to watch it. So is the situation when, say, I am in meditation. A beginner in meditation will notice he is away from thoughts, but still something keeps coming here from them. That is what is, at that point, we, Patanjali likes to call it a chitta, because this is not quite working at its fullest potential of buddhi, but yet it is not absolutely blank here. So that is a chitta, and a mild. So I like to say it. Look at, if you look at it as an engine of a vehicle, if you are driving a car, that is working as a full potential. But then you see a traffic light, headlight, you stop there, engine is working, but the vehicle is stopped. That time engine is merely idling, is it not? So look at this just as a crude example to explain it. Buddhi is like an engine working at full potential, and chitta is like the same instrument, just as an idling mode, so to say, if it helps you understand it. So here we are we have discussed Sushupti. Now in Samadhi part, we are being told Chitta Vritti Nirodha. That's what Patanjali's statement is about Yod. And then his next is Tadadastu Swarupe Avasthanam. So if you have dissipated somehow, if you have that practice, that nothing happens here, Chitta Vritti, all that is displayed here is called Vritti. Nirodhis, they have been subdued. Then what happens? Tada Dashtu, this observer then, Swarupe Avasthanam, then he is stationed in his own inherent Swarup, is it not? Now, that is not affected by what is happening here. He is all by himself. So, Kapil, what Patanjali has called Swarupe Avasthanam, Kapil has used the word Swastha. Swa mein sthit ho jana. So okay, both are talking the same nomenclature, but sometimes the words are slightly different. So Kapil is using the word swastha, swa sthit. So coming back to this, Kapil's statement, Sushupti Samadhi Moksheshu Brahmarupta. What Kapil is saying is, in Sushupti, I am in his lap. That is why I am, though I am just Chidrup, but I acquire Brahma. It's like becoming Brahmasmi, is it not? Like what Maharishi Dayananda writes in the Upasana chapter of Rigvedadi Bhashya. And he gives this analogy in Satyat Prakash also. He is imagining a coal furnace, you know, red hot furnace. And then he says, if you put a black ball of iron ball, which is black, if you throw it into the red hot furnace, after a while, that black iron ball also becomes red color, is it not? So that is what he is describing. The upasana, the end of samadhi part, that that iron ball is me. I am Chidrup only. But in those moments when I am in that furnace, I become like furnace. So I become like Brahma. Hmm? Very good example Maharishi Dayanand gives to explain what happens in Upasana. So that is what Kapil is also saying. And now in this particular mantra, so this aspect has been covered in the seventh mantra, Amit Manashanastitiye. That was the connotation we were being told. So as a human being, if I am following the message of all these seven mantras, then by and by, gradually, I am making myself more qualified for the next stage, which is after death, I will be permanently in the Brahmyukta, is it not? So look at these three states of ours, namely Sushupti, Samadhi, and Moksheshu, as being in with him, being with him. In the first state, Sushupti, it comes to default to all human beings. But there I don't have the real-time taste of that Brahmyukta. Only when I come out of it, I say, that was good. But if somebody asks me, what was it? I cannot explain it because at this moment I am not in that state. And when I was there, I was out of the world. I was as if there was a blackout. So I have no idea what it was, but it was wonderful. That I can say. In Samadhi, I get the real time taste of that state. So that's what Maharishi Dayananda explains it. और he says उसके आनंद स्वरूप भाव में मग्न हो जाना. So that is what he is saying, the resultant of upasana, and he gives us that example of the iron ball in the red hot coal furnace. Now in moksha, I am permanently disconnect from my body, even from my mind, and I am permanently, so to say permanently, it's a very long time period, billion and trillions of years. So we can say for all practical purpose, it is permanent. So in Samadhi, I am within my body frame and I am connected to my mind, but I have, by a good meditation practice, subdued my mind, my chitta, so that temporarily I am disconnect from my mind. But that that bondage between me and my mind is still there. I have not, that Hridaya Granthi has not been opened out. But temporarily, I have made my that inner TV, inner mind screen blank. And now I am connected with him. So I get real-time taste of Brahmyukta. So Samadhi is one step beyond Sushupti, where I have earned something. This is not coming to me as default. I have practiced. I have led my life in a particular manner that today I can sit and bring my mind calm and have a glimpse of that Brahmyukta. But then the message of this eighth mantra is that if I have done all this properly, that this mantra is telling that now I can be with him permanently by after the death. And even Even the last phase of death, there is a concept of Jivan Mukta, etc. So all that. That is what is the broad message of this eighth mantra, as I see. So let's go through, as has been our practice, this mantra. Agne, Naya, Supatha, Raye. This is very good. We are very proud of contributions of Maharishi Dayanand. Agne, he has used here, he has interpreted here as Swaprakash Jnana Swarup. Otherwise, in the modern times, all the commentators of Vedas, including Sayan, they always invariably interpreted Agni as fire. But that's the beauty of Maharishi Dayanand. He went back to the original, like Nayukta and etymology of these words. This is Agya Naha. Agya is ahead of us, Naha is us. So something who is ahead of us. Of course, fire is also ahead of us. If suppose it is darkness in wilderness, I am walking. So I will always use an artificial torchlight, and that light will be ahead of us, and then I am walking behind that light. So that is physical light, and that originates, of course, from the sun. So sunlight is the daytime that helps us walk along the path, chosen path, is it not? So sun is also the fireball, that Agni. That tiny torch light is also having a tiny fire. That is what is giving me the light. Or I can make all kinds of light sources. But we know it that for human beings, besides this physical light, we need light of knowledge. So he has termed both Swapakash and Jnana Swarup. So that light of knowledge is also our guide, and that is what he is. So in this particular month, I address him as Agni, not just merely, though he is the source of all the physical light, he is the maker of the sun, but I still call him as more, you have given me, you only can guide my intellectual faculty in a particular direction. That's where I want to get your inspiration. So I call him as Agne. Nay, you take me. Supath is, of course, Su is always positive. Path is a path. English word path is probably from path only. And for what? So you take me along the positive path, the righteous path. For Raye. Raye is translated as all sorts of wealth, material as well as knowledge, and as well as spiritual wealth. So if I have led my life properly, following those previous mantras, I have generated certain wealth, having, of course, that wealth is very useful for my day-to-day living. But final purpose of all this wealth is, like Kapil says, Jnanat Mukti. This knowledge is what gives me the mukti. But here there is confusion. People don't understand. They usually look at it as if bookish knowledge gives me the mukti. No. Bookish knowledge is very helpful. But this finally has to lead us to success in Upasana. So I have discussed previously. So talking about mukti, this aspect is very important. And there is a great deal of confusion about this. So I must come back to that diagram. Yeah. So, I came into this world why? Because in this storage device of mine, there were some deposits, what Patanjali calls as avidya. So he says, Drashta, this is the Drashta, the observer, and this is Drashya. This is the scene I am always observing. Drashta, Drashya, Sanyog. They are brought together. That is called bondage. That's why I am in this world. Sanyogo he hetu. He's saying avidya, avidya, which is a wrong knowledge, is the basic cause that I have been tied up with this mind and then with the body. So that is called bondage, bandha. And my aspiration is to to loosen this knot, that is called Hridayanti, and then become free bird totally. That is mukti, isn't it? So if I know why I came into this world, then I think I can chalk out my plan properly so as to remove that cause that brought me into bondage, is it not? So what is the cause is dushtajian avidya, the wrong knowledge. And that is a deposit here that I have been carrying forward from so many lives in the past. Now, there is a misconception, even in among the scholars of Samaj, unfortunately. A number of people will say, Mukti as if is a reward of our karma. Mukti ko karma phal mante. So that somehow they have picked up this wrong notion. So let me describe a few words about that. Whenever you perform a karma, sakam karma, with a particular purpose, with an eye on its reward, then every karma is bound to give you the reward. That reward will be joy or pain, sukha or dukha, is it not? So that karma, sakam karma, which was done with this, performed with this intention, builds up what is called karmashaya. Karmashaya is deposited here. And that karmashaya goes through its gestation period, its ripening. Then karmashaya becomes karma vipak. After its ripening, it gives you the reward in terms of sukha and dukha. And when that happens, you have to come again into the world to get those rewards. So long story short, if you are performing even the noblest karma, even the yajna karma also, noblest karma, for the sake of rewards, then they will continue to make your ledger book fill up, is it not? And if the ledger accounting is going on, there will always be a balance and you have to take birth again until that balance is brought to zero, is it not? As simple as that. So this is a twofold strategy. First strategy is, that is what we are told here, to perform karma that are not sakam karma. That is what is nishkam karma. Na karma lipyate naye. So this particular mantra is Yajurved 40th chapter 16th and Yajurved 40th chapter 2nd mantra. Na kurvanyave kamani jisivishya. That exposes the whole philosophy of karma and is telling us we should not keep an eye on the reward of a karma. We should merely function as if I am his child, I am his ambassador, and I automatically do what is expected by Ishwar from me. So I will be doing noble karma, but not for a reward, is it not? So that has to be very well understood. That way I don't build up karmashaya. So the ledger is not, there are no additional entries in that particular ledger book. But there were deposits, that's why I came into this world. Now, how to get rid of these deposits? So if the lifestyle is so that I am doing what is called the Nishkam Karam, of Vyas is writing a word Ashukla or Krishna, neither positive nor negative. So, I am doing merely as a servant. So if a servant is working, the reward goes to the Swami, is it not? The master. So servant is just working for the pleasure of the master. So if I lead my life as the servant of Ishwar, then I don't accrue any reward. It may sound senseless strategy, but that is the strategy we are expected to live so as to live as per the Vedic message. Okay, so if my karma is Nishkam karma or also Ashukla or Krishna, then I am not putting any new entries in my ledger book. Now, what we have discussed today, Sushupti Samadhi Moksheshu. So, besides Sushupti, if I get into that Upasana stages, then in the deeper states of meditation, what is called Nibij Samadhi, what happens? The, the bij, the seeds, that's what brought me into this world, are burnt out. They are now burnt out. So if they are burnt out, those seeds don't become plants, don't give you another new fruits, and you don't have to taste those rewards again. So they are burnt out. And then comes a stage you are Jivan Mukt, you live for a few more years for the benefit of others, you give the right kind of updesh to others. That's what Kapil is saying. So that you are now the actual updeshta. Because you are now giving, sharing your knowledge which you have seen it here. This is your experiential knowledge. You are not just passing on bookish knowledge, is it not? So that experiential knowledge is called Jnanat Mukti. I hope you have understood it. So Jnanat Mukti coincides with experiential knowledge that you are different from this. That is called Vivekyati. And also it coincides with the burning of all the seeds here. So that now there are no more seeds, nothing here. There is nothing to accrue anymore. Now I don't have to come into this world again. That is what is moksheshu. So we were discussing Agne, Naya, Supatha, Raye, Asman Vishwani Dev Ayunani Vidwan. So he is a Dev who is Vidwan, who knows everything. What transpires within me. He knows all my account, all that I have done. But more than that, he also knows what transpires here. You know, what are my intentions behind every karma? What am I, all those deepest driving force of my life, which I may hide from the entire world. Sometimes they are hidden for me also. I am also functioning very subconsciously, not quite know what is driving me in a particular direction of life. But he knows everything. That is what I am submitting to him, that you know more than I know about my own self. Is it not? So even the crooked ideas, even crooked intentions, temptations, I want to get rid of them. And you are the best agency who can do that. And that's what I am saying. Yuyodhi asmat zuhanameno. Yuyodhi is a very interesting word. Yeah, there is in Ashtadhyay Panini Grammar. Ekacho dve prathabhasya. You know these like Jigyasa, Pipasa, and Bubukshu. These are words where the first consonant is comes twice, second time, Pipasa. So there is a sutra, san yango. San is a prefix, pratyay, for desire, you know. पीने की इच्छा पिपासा जानने की इच्छा जिज्ञासा so the root is ja is to knowledge, p is to drink water, pibati, and but this comes twice, pipasa, jigyasa, etc. Sanyango, the yang is another prefix for when something has to be done repeatedly. So yodhi here is repetition. So the meaning here is, you know, Ishwar, you have to appreciate this deep sense of meaning here. If he pushes me away from a crooked path once in a while, then it is once in a while. But suppose he is doing it every moment, continuously. That is the meaning of yuyodhi. You know, so yuyodhi will mean as if he is a force. If I have submitted to him, he will, moment to moment, he will keep me away from the crooked path, the path of temptations, the path that brings me back into this world, is it not? So I want to get rid of, I want to win over all these temptations, the worldly temptations, and remain focused only on being with Him. That I enjoy so much in Sushupti and Samadhi. And now I say, I want to get to the third stage, no matter what is the thing in this visible world. So that I invoke His power. I know it. Yuyodhi, He can keep me away from them, from all the attractions of this world. So, in Yajurveda 40th chapter, after this mantra is Hiramayan Patyani Satyasya. I will look at this mantra when it is placed in Yajurveda 40th chapter also. There is another wonderful way to look at it. So, maybe next time I will, next session, first few minutes I will like to look at it as part of Yajurveda 40th chapter. Today I am looking at it as a part of Ishwar Stuti Pratnopasna mantra. Meaning is same more or less, but there is a slightly different flavor also there. So Yuyodhi Asmadzu Anameno Bhuisthante Nama Uktim Vidhem. The ending is same. Bhuisthante Nama Uktim Vidhem. Like it has been Kasmai Devaya Havisha Vidhem. But here it is more in a, as if I am submitting to you, not only in the Samadhi state as a human being. In this whole month, our eyes are set on that door of death, So the mantra is very beautiful in the sense it is applicable to the path of the world also, worldly path also. But I prefer to look at it, that particular door, which we are about to enter into that, today or tomorrow, one day we will go. And that moment, I want to tell him that I have been with you throughout this life and I am holding your finger. So just like a child enjoys the life in the world, he goes to the village fair holding his mother's finger, but returns home, doesn't get separated, doesn't get into pain and all other kinds of mischievous experiences. Because he ensured he was holding his mother's finger when he was going to the village fair. He's enjoying all the sight, but he wants to ensure he returns home also, his mother's home, isn't it? That's what we are also thinking. I want to enjoy living in this world connected with him. That was the Sano Bandhu Janita, is it not? If I am really connected with him, then it is like I was as a child holding my mother's finger. I am connected to her and also enjoying the sights of the village fair, is it not? All the beautiful things to enjoy, games, food and everything. But I stayed connected to her. If I live in this world like that, then this is the end of this. The last phase will be like that. I will be going through that particular door and I am holding his finger. And then I will be entitled to that path. It's a beautiful mantra. Next time we will devote 5-10 minutes only. I want to place it as Yajurveda 40th chapter. I like Yajurveda 40th chapter, last chapter of Yajurveda, and that's what is Ishopanishad. So not going into much lengthy things, but 5-10 minutes. Then we will go to, I want to devote next session on just one session, maybe a part of it, on the two words, namely Swasti and Shanti. Though I'm very mindful, we are discussing spiritual aspects of Agnihotra. Agnihotra is a daily function. As a Dainik Agnihotra, we do what is called 16 ahutis. Very simple, that if everything is well streamlined, it just takes 15 minutes or so. So it can be easily done by anybody. Then but still, Swasti Vachan and Shanti Karan is very much a part of slightly special Agnihotra. So we will just look at these two words, and that's the message in Yajurved 40th chapter that way. So the dipole, Swasti and Shanti, looking at the pairs. So thank you very much for your attention. We will meet again next week at this hour.